Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today I'm going to be reviewing another Kung Fu movie. This one folks, yes sirree. So I figured I would do this because I haven't reviewed a martial arts film in a good while. So yeah, another low budget, obscured, old Kung Fu flick folks, yes sirree. So of course, as always, I do have to talk about the plot, so let's get into it, shall we? So basically, the story centers around this Chinese immigrant whom recently just arrived to America. Then, of course, from this point on, he basically travels to Texas looking for honest work, of course. However, it's never as easy as it seems. So, however, the thing is that all he encounters is just racism. Yep, people are being racist towards him, so of course, what you think, he has to, of course, defend himself, obviously. So he soon goes on his own interests, um, and he comes across this particular person who's a slave trader, and end up putting a price on his head, as if this wasn't crazy enough, of course. So altogether, this was a pretty wild martial art, folks. Yes, sir. So I do recommend this one. This one isn't too bad, I suppose. I quite enjoyed it actually. So this is something I don't mind watching, and I do like how he's basically trying to fight for the free. I guess we'll say he's trying to free the Mexican slaves from their cruel master. So of course, since he experienced racism, so he felt that this is a way that Mexicans shouldn't be mistreated like this. So of course, then of course there's some craziness. So I can say that this is basically one of those Wild Wild West movies that's mixed together with kung fu, which I thought was a pretty good thing, folks. That was pretty nice. It's a mixture of these two genres. I mean, granted, I've already reviewed movies that were similar to this, and thankfully this was one of the better movies that handled this kind of material a bit better. So that's pretty cool there, folks. As for the acting, I guess for the most part, it was pretty decent. I guess the acting was pretty solid, I suppose. And I can say the soundtrack wasn't too bad either. I like the soundtrack that was produced for this particular film. And again, I can obviously see that not a whole lot of money was put into this. Really, this was really low budget, which of course I don't mind really. Honestly, I prefer these kinds of movies anyway. I've always wanted to review more, I guess, these old vintage style kung fu movies. I mean, I do that with any genre, really. I would do this kind of thing regardless of the genre. I mean, most of the time I'm going to be reviewing kung fu or horror stuff anyway, and occasional sci-fi, I guess. But anyway, this is something that I didn't think was too bad, I suppose. And I liked it. I liked the concept of it, really. And of course, I like the main character. He's trying to be heroic or whatever. And of course, it's definitely well done here. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. I like the director, what he has done with this source material. And overall, I can say that this was a pretty wild, crazy movie overall, folks. And I like the fight scenes. So of course, I do have to speak of the fight scenes. This is a kung fu movie for crying out loud. And the fight scenes were really well done, and they were well shot. I know this movie in some ways is really odd. Yeah, it's really it's a kung fu martial arts wrestling movie in some ways. So it's kind of odd, where the main character gets a bounty on his head, so to speak. So our main character, yeah, we get to see him that he does arrive in this particular place in San Francisco for a while, and so of course instead of meeting the people of the land for the free, he encounters a bunch of crazies who are racists. So of course his troubles just just began to be started, so to speak. His troubles just started. Of course, our main character here, he does attempt to be a well-mannered person, of course. I know, and he of course does his best to defend his own life. And of course, his fist of fury is unleashed to the bad guys, of course, and you have to kick a lot of ass, of course. Yeah, it's kind of like you pretty much rooting for that every hero here, folks, in a lot of ways, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, it gets pretty violent in its own way, which of course I don't mind. So the editing in this film, the editing wasn't too bad, I suppose. And I guess for the overall feature, I'll say I recommend it. if you come across this film in a store or what have you, I'll definitely say buy it, folks. It's fast-paced and it never gets boring or anything, so that's definitely good there. So this has been released on DVD.
So for this movie, yeah, it's like a Western martial arts film. Which, yeah, I know it's weird. That's kind of a weird combination. Well, can't blame this film for being a little creative, I guess you would say. Which I didn't mind really. So, I guess for that alone, I guess that could be worthy in its own little way. I can't, dismiss this film for being a bit more different. You know, there's been lots of kung fu Western movies before and a little after this. It just seems kind of like an odd combination, which in itself is rather bizarre, I guess you would say. So, yeah, I say check this one out, folks. But keep in mind, this is the American edited version I'm reviewing, and of course, the dubbing itself isn't exactly good. Really, it's kind of bad. But aside from that, this film didn't really bother me that much, really. I guess you would say. So,
I don't think it was ever released on Blu-ray, really. I don't think so. Because some of these movies are so obscured that they were never released onto Blu-ray. So you can get this on DVD or VHS tape, but that's about it, really. Oh well, it's such a shame because this film is pretty good, if you ask me. And so yeah, it's really good. It's pretty wired the way I like it overall, folks. So I did like that. So yeah, this definitely gets a recommendation from me, folks, because honestly, it wasn't all that bad, really. So anyway, as all I can say is, you'll get an overall rating of a 6.4 out of 10. You get a 6.4 out of 10 from me. So yep, a pretty good film overall. As always, thanks for watching and take care. See ya until next time. Yes, sirree.